everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the ESPN Wide World of Sports. I know what you're thinking, like, what are we doing here? Well, today is day 2 of an annual Passholder merchandise event. I want to take you in there, show you around, let you know what this event is about. It's going until the 23rd of this month, so you still have time depending on when you're seeing this. But I want to show you what this type of event is like if you're interested, show you some of the merch that was in there. I will warn you, I was here yesterday and the merchandise is great. There are some great deals. However, it's not necessarily stuff that you wouldn't see at Character Warehouse, not necessarily deals you wouldn't see at Character Warehouse. Anyway, let's make our way in, do some shopping. I have a few things that I need to pick up, but I'm not going to tell you what they are for obvious reasons. Maybe I'm Christmas shopping, maybe I'm birthday shopping, who knows? Never know who's going to see this. Anyway, let's get in there. All right, let's just jump into this event. Now, there's a few things you need to know. We're going to talk about them at the end, but you'll notice that there's no music. You can't hear the background sounds of this event. That's because there's a live DJ at this event, and so the music was pumping. Imagine things like the Cheetah Girls, Proud Family theme song, and other theme songs from your favorite Disney TV shows. They also had like Justin Bieber going, hits from the 90s. It was pretty great. Anyway, let's talk about the type of merchandise you can expect to find here. So there is stuff from the 50th anniversary. You're going to see some of that as we wander through today. They also have some other stuff from various collections. Some are fairly new. Some is stuff that we haven't seen in the parks for a really long time. So whether or not this is worth it for you is going to depend on what you're looking for, what type of stuff you're into. I do think that the deals are pretty good on most things, although there are some things that I'm like, you got to lower the price. People haven't been buying this and they're not going to buy it for this price either. You know, it is what it is, but you'll see that there's a lot of clothes. Not all clothing items are available in all sizes, as you might expect. Some are, though. So that's pretty cool. They also have stuff for adults, kids, babies, so a wide variety of clothing items available. And there's a wide variety of stuff here in general. So there's a lot to pick through. There's a lot to see. With that being the case, I do want to remind those of you who plan on attending this event that while boxes might be open like you're seeing here, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good representation of all the sizes available. You might need to move boxes and look at stuff underneath that top box, do a little bit of digging through boxes to find the sizes that you're looking for. So just make sure that you're not afraid to actually, get your hands dirty, I suppose, when you are at this event so that you can actually find the stuff that you want. And there are a lot of great things here. And like I said, at great prices. We'll talk more about this at the end of the video because I do want to do a bit of a wrap up, and I'm sure I'm going to repeat myself multiple times, so bear with me. But I want you to make the most out of this event if you get the opportunity to attend. So I will say, though, that I was a little surprised at how much good stuff there was at this event. So when I first heard about it, I went thinking, I'm probably not going to get anything. They're probably not going to have anything that I'm interested in because events like this are just trying to move merch that they haven't been able to move for quite some time. But I was actually surprised to see a lot of good stuff and a lot of stuff that I actually had been holding out on because I did not want to pay full price for it. So I did pick up a few things. We'll take a look at it here at the end of this video as well. But, as you can see, it's a mixed bag. There are Marvel things, Disney things. Here are some kid things. Although if they had it in adult size, that would be really cute too. I had a few things here like that. But 50th ornaments. Oh my goodness, if you wanted 50th ornaments, they're everywhere. Also, while I'm thinking about it, speaking of 50th ornaments, not everything is all in the same place. So for example, ornaments might be in one place, one set of ornaments, and then another piece of that set is in a completely different part of this arena. So just keep that in mind as you're wandering through. Don't think that it's like, oh, well, these are all that's available. It might be elsewhere. check out this Luxe set. Now, I bought this set when it was on sale at Character Warehouse, and I'm going to tell you right now, I bought it again here because it was $160 per piece, and it's $16.99 here. Wild. Absolutely wild. There are also some other items that are a bit misplaced. Some items that are in some areas, and then again in other areas, same thing with some of this Tiana stuff. It's all over the place. So there isn't really a ton of organization at this event, and it's important to keep that in mind, especially if, you know, you find yourself getting a little scatterbrained. And you might at this event because there's a lot going on. Like I said, DJ, lots of people. It can be a little crazy in here. So just keep that in mind going in. Also, make sure that you're paying close attention to those price points and decide whether or not this is something that you're actually willing to pay that amount of money for. While there are some fantastic deals here, I did find a lot of different pieces of merchandise that just, in my opinion, were a bit overpriced still. Like, I wouldn't pay that for this. This is an example of that. This blanket, it's beautiful. It was still $26. Sorry. I don't really want to pay that for this blanket. Same thing for this Oswald blanket, although I'm not a huge fan of Oswald, so maybe that's why. But $28 for this. By the way, are you noticing how some of the prices are written on the boxes and some are up on signs? Keep that in mind while you're wandering through. Now, on the long list of things that they had at this event, there were also toys, including these dolls. They had some Pop Funko figures, they had some other figures and little action figures and various toys. So I noticed most of them being like Star Wars, Encanto, Marvel. They had a few other little things, but not anything beyond that, at least not right now. But the merchandise does rotate out. This is day 2 of me going to this event, and there is different merchandise here today than there was yesterday. By the way, this is another example of ornaments being kind of separate. We're like 3 aisles down from the last set of ornaments like this that we saw. Now, another thing that is all over the place at this event are mugs. They had this Soul Cat, they have a Judy Hopps carrot mug, and a Mr. Toad mug, and Life Day, as you can see right here. They also had Orange Bird and Tiana. I think we passed by that one earlier. Lots of stuff to choose from. I think mugs make great gifts, so that's a great option if you're looking for an affordable mug. They were at about $6 at this event, at least they did today and yesterday. Here we have some keychains and magnets, $2.88 for this magnet. Wow, amazing. It's still Epcot's 40th anniversary, by the way, all year. Original $7.19 for this. I feel like they just completely forgot about the event, about this anniversary in general, like came and went. No one cared. Here's that Luxe set again. We're wandering through. As you can see, lots of lights on the floor, lots of stuff going on. Might be a little bit different here for you to see than it was in real life. They have some Halloween blazers. If you want to be like Mickey Pumpkins, you can get one of those. And this was actually really interesting. I love these blankets. $14, originally $34. Now, even if you're not a fan of turning red, I think that these are great for vacation. They're great for travel. So I recommend bringing one of these with you. Not only is it a pillow, it's great on the plane. That's kind of my thing with these. Also great if you're using a wheelchair in the parks and you need a little bit of support on your back, but you also want a blanket to keep you warm. You know, anyway, $14, not bad. Now let's talk Star Wars. There was a lot of Star Wars stuff. They had clothes and toys. They also had lightsabers, 3 separate lightsabers, by the way. This is just an example of one. I have been trying to figure out what the heck this thing was all night because I saw it yesterday, didn't know what it was. Wonders of Xandar Orb with Stone. I mean, would you buy it? I don't really know what's going on there. Not a huge Marvel fan, though, so maybe that's why. Here is one of the pop figures. So they had some cool stuff, and the prices weren't too bad. Okay, we just finished our shopping experience, and now I'm going to go ahead and check out. Now, you can use mobile checkout for this event, which is so easy. We've talked about how to do that before, but let's take a second and look at some of these prices. Unreal what we paid for some of this, but I'm not going to show you any more here. We'll do a price comparison when we get home. We check out, and then I'll check back in with you. We're making our way back to the car now. Whew. That was an experience. Now, it was really loud in there, which is why I decided to talk to you directly, but I hope you don't mind. I hope you still got a chance to see things. You should know though, it was pumping in there. So much music playing. They do have a DJ, they do have snacks. Snacks are discounted too, like half price on Mickey Premium bars and pretzels with cheese. So aside from giving you the opportunity to shop your little heart out, they entertained you and fed you, which is always a plus. All right, we're back at the house now. I just finished having some lunch and I want to show you what we got today, but some of it's already been unboxed because look, I was having some lunch, Russ got a little excited. It happens. So let's talk about some of the stuff that I got. I'll tell you some of the pricing. I can't get over the deals. There were some amazing deals. So let's talk about that and then we'll talk a little bit more about the event here afterwards. Maybe we'll even make ourselves a nice iced coffee and enjoy it outside because it's a beautiful day. And that's when we'll cover all of the stuff that you need to know if you want to attend this event tomorrow or Saturday. First and foremost, I got these bookends. I've had my eye on these for some time now, but I wasn't really crazy about the price. So actually, I think it's gonna have the price on the bottom here. Yep, $49.99 was the original price for these bookends, which have kind of a little area you can put flowers in there. I got them for $18 today. Speaking of another fantastic deal, these quote-unquote toothpick holders from Droid Depot are so cute. These are shot glasses, ladies and gentlemen. They look like bolts. And I just think that they are the cutest thing. This set of 4 was originally $40. I paid $13 for this. And I also got a couple of these. So these are some of the hitchhiking ghosts. These are Park Pals. Have you ever heard of these? These are like little, do you remember those koalas? I don't know, maybe I'm gonna be showing my age with this one, but do you remember they were like these cute little koalas that had like arms that you could make attached to something, you'd put them in your car or whatever? This is basically that. So as you can see, it's holding on to its stand right here, but if we squeeze him, and he is made of like rubber or silicone, see? He holds on to things. Isn't that just the cutest thing? They didn't have all 3. I don't even know if they made all 3, but we got 2, and that is good enough for me. Now let's take the rest of our haul out onto the balcony so we can take a closer look. Now, like I said, today is day 2 of this event, and it's gonna be happening Friday and Saturday as well. But I wanted to make sure that I went back again today because there were a few things that I wanted to pick up, and I wanted to see if they were gonna have different merchandise every day. And as it turns out, they do. So that's pretty cool. If you're thinking about attending this event and you're like, do I need to go back every day? Should I go back every day? Hey, if you have the chance to, go ahead. You will see some new things. In some cases too, you might even see different sizes of things that you saw previous days, maybe sizes you were looking for. But anyway, let's take a look at what we got. So the event said that it was going to have 50th anniversary merchandise, which I anticipated would be the case because they really struggled to move some of that 50th stuff. And they were gonna have some new stuff as well. Now I will say right off the bat that the new stuff they were referring to includes Pandora charms. They had 3 new Pandora charms and they also had 3 new Disney trading pins. They're Halloween trading pins. Personally, I didn't care for them that much, so I didn't pick up either, although I did like that Figment charm. They do have a new Figment charm. Anyway, let's talk about what I got today. So the first thing I picked up was this 50th anniversary license plate holder. This was originally $24.99 and I picked this up today for $10. I also got the little puck holder. This is like a puck holder keychain. I've been wanting one of these because, you know, I like using my magic band, but I don't always want to have a magic band on me, like wearing it on my wrist. So you can remove the puck and put it in one of these. I would love to see Disney come out with these for Magic Band Plus. They just haven't yet. I don't know how much these sold for originally. I can't find a price on here, but I got it for $3.50 today. As far as some other stellar deals, I got Russ a pair of Crocs. These are Crocs from the Christmas collection last year. I think it was called Walt's Wilderness Cabin Christmas or something like that. They're really cute. They originally sold for around $70, I believe. Got these for $26. Now let's talk about clothes. Now they did have clothes available, whether it was Spirit jerseys, sweatshirts, tops, bottoms, they had everything. They also had a wide range of sizes, but not necessarily in everything. So that's just something to take note of. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about strategy and how to find what you're looking for in a bit. First, let me show you what else I got. So we got this Pizza Planet shirt for Russ. Isn't it cute? This was originally $59.99, and I got it for $16 today. Speaking of like 18 bucks, under $20, I also picked up, to be fair, I got this yesterday, but I wanted to show you this luxe set. Now I purchased this luxe set a while ago at the outlets for, I think it was $20 or $30 per piece. These originally sold for like $160 for the tops and $160 for the bottoms. They are Spirit jersey branded. They are 50th anniversary. They're very fancy. They're very fancy, but I got it $18. $18 for the top, $18 for the bottom. That's crazy. That is absolutely out of control. So I couldn't pass that up. I got a set for me, I got a set for Russ. He's looking for a lounge set. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure that this will fit, but it was $7.99. So I could not resist. Check it out. Cheat day shirt. I've been looking for this. I've been wanting it, but this is one of those shirts that, you know, sometimes you see it in the parks and you're like, I don't really want to pay full price for that. Not entirely sure what the price was originally because the tag was ripped off of this one, but probably around $30, definitely not $7.99. Speaking of $7.99, I also got myself a pair of these like shorts. I don't even know like what collection these are part of. I feel like this is from a while ago. It's got a little Mickey on the leg, and the original price on this was $36.99. I got them for $7.99. That's cheaper than you can get off Amazon for something like this. A nice durable pair of shorts you can wear around the house. I can always use a pair of lounge shorts for around the house. So that was a good deal, and there were so many good deals today. But look, let me put all this inside. We'll make a quick iced coffee, and then I'll meet you back out here so we can talk about some of the things that you need to know if you want to attend this event. So we'll talk about how to get into the event. We'll also talk about the things that I noticed in terms of wandering around. I'll also tell you about how to find the stuff that you're looking for. These are all things that I know you want and need to know. So give me a minute. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Coffee. First things first, let's take a sip. Delicious. All right, with all of that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about what you need to know about this event. So this is an annual pass holder event, so you need to be an annual pass holder in order to attend. It's happening from now until September 23rd, 2023. The event's taking place at the ESPN Wide World of Sports in the Advent Health Arena, and while that is on Disney property, it's relatively easy to get to. It's important to keep in mind that you're going to need to figure out your own transportation to get there. So unless you have your own car, you're going to be taking a ride share if you want to attend this event. Now, in order to attend this event, you need to enter the virtual queue. And the virtual queue is going to be accessible through the My Disney Experience app, and it's exactly the same as if you're doing Tron Light Cycle Run or Cosmic Rewind. The only difference is that this virtual queue opens up at 8 a.m., whereas the others open at 7. So just keep that in mind, and if you do want to have some fun with your day, you do plan on trying to get Cosmic Rewind or Tron Light Cycle Run, you can definitely do both. There's plenty of time. Now, just like with any other virtual queue here at Walt Disney World, you're going to be assigned a group, and Disney is going to call groups through the My Disney Experience app using push notifications in order to tell you when it's time to arrive at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. And then you'll have 2 hours in order to do that. The event starts at 10 a.m. and runs until 7 p.m. And yesterday I had group number 1 and that's pretty straightforward. They called group 1 through 5 first, so those are the first to enter the arena. But today I had group 18 and I did get a call by around 10 a.m. So that gives you an idea of the timing, although that's not necessarily going to be consistent timing throughout the day. So, manage your expectations, but this is what it looked like for me over the past couple days. Both times I had absolutely no wait getting into the event, but I know that there are some people who have had to stand in a very short line. But let's take a step back. So your boarding group has been called, or I say your boarding group, just your group has been called, and it's time to make your way over to the arena. Like I said, you have 2 hours to do that, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have a few things accessible to you. So you're gonna want your smartphone with the QR code that was sent to you. Now that's going to be sent to you in the My Disney Experience app. When your boarding group is called, it's gonna show you a button that says view QR code, and you're gonna poke that, leave it up on your phone because you're gonna need that in order to get into the event. You're also gonna need a photo ID and your annual pass. There are gonna be 2 sets of cast members that you need to pass through in order to get into the event. The first is gonna check to make sure that your boarding group has been called. The second is going to actually scan that QR code and confirm that your annual pass card matches your photo ID and that matches you. Now, once you've had your pass checked and you walk down that red carpet, it's time to start shopping. And it can be a little bit hectic in there. I mean, you guys saw, I know that you didn't hear it, but the music was blaring. It was a whole lot of fun, and there were a lot of people. Sometimes there were more people than others because the crowd kind of ebbs and flows. But the setup of the event kind of feels like a Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club, that kind of thing, where it's rows upon rows of pallets, all with boxes of stuff. It's kind of organized, but it's not really organized. So you have to be ready to spend some time really hunting for what it is that you're looking for, especially when we talk about clothes. Different sizes and all that stuff can be a little bit difficult to find, and sometimes you have to go hunting, not only in that box that's open, but in the boxes below and to the back of that open box. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're looking for different sizes. They did label boxes today, which was fantastic, but sometimes those labels were off. So even though something says, oh, it's only large in this box, make sure that you're doing a little bit of digging past the surface. You don't know what you're gonna find. Sometimes they empty one box into the next, and you don't wanna miss on the opportunity to buy something that you want because you thought that it was a size that wasn't right for you, even though the size you were looking for was in that box. You know what I mean? So you can spend as much time as you want wandering through. I do recommend that you do 2 separate passes. One to do a little bit of browsing and some shopping, and then one more to make sure that you didn't miss anything. And the reason I recommend this is because once you leave that arena area, you cannot go back. So make sure that you have everything that you want and need so that you don't find yourself having missed out or having not grabbed something that you really, really wanted to get your hands on. I also don't recommend that you come back for something because there's a crowd of people there. Stand there for a second, say excuse me, go grab what you're looking for, because sometimes people will grab up everything before you make your way back. Sometimes, especially with everything going on in that arena, with all the noise and all the excitement, it can be hard to remember what you wanted to grab and go back to it. So that's another recommendation that I have, but you do you. Now, as far as checking out of this event, there are a few different ways that you can do that. You can, of course, stand in line and have someone cash you out. You can also use the My Disney Experience app to do mobile checkout, and I highly recommend, whether you're actually going to use the mobile checkout feature, that you open that up and have it ready to go. Not everything here has a price listed on it, so you're going to stumble upon things that you're wondering what the cost is, and the best way to find out is to scan it with the My Disney Experience app. Also, while we're talking about prices, there are a few different places that you can find the price of the item. Like I said, using the My Disney Experience app, there are also signs that show the price of the item, but make sure you're checking the boxes as well, because sometimes the boxes have the price written on them too. Now, like I mentioned, you can use mobile checkout to check out. I do recommend going this route because you can just scan what you want and then throw it in your bag, and then from there, once you head out, a cast member is just going to check your stuff. But if you don't want to go that route and you want to scan it once you get out of that room, you can do that too, because they've set up a set of 3 tables, like 3 sections of tables. So the first section is going to be so you can set your stuff out and scan it. The second section is going to be where a cast member can check those items. And the third section is going to be where you can pack those items. So you can take any glass that you have, wrap it in paper. They have some tape there, so you don't have to worry about doing the whole mobile checkout process while you're shopping if you don't want to. I know that can get a little clunky sometimes to have your phone in your hand and all that. You don't have to do that there. They have plenty of space for you to do that once you exit the arena, and I do think that that's a great option also. On the other hand, if you want to go to a register, you can absolutely do that too. They're in that same area. You just make your way off to the left, get in line, and you should be good to go. But yeah, like I said, I do think that having that mobile checkout app up and available is a good thing. And also it'll help you spread a little bit of kindness. I know there are a lot of people who are wondering what the price is on a particular item, and if you happen to be one of those people like I am that has your mobile app out, you can easily scan it and answer that question for them. I did that for a number of people today who they weren't sure how much something was, and I happened to be looking it up myself, and you know, it just spreads a little bit of magic, and I think that's a good thing. Once you're done checking out, packing all your stuff, make your way out, they may or may not have some freebies there for you as you exit, which I think is pretty cool as well. And then you've done it. You have shopped the event. And it's a pretty good event. I honestly think it's a really great event. I do think that you have some stellar deals you can get your hands on. There's some other things I want to mention though, just before we kind of wrap up, things that I think you need to know. So first and foremost, I would recommend that you bring your own bag, or if you have trouble holding a bag, that you bring some sort of like rolling shopping cart. I know there are some people who have like little grocery carts or maybe even a small wagon that you can bring with you to put stuff that you are purchasing in. That's going to be the easiest option. I did bring my own bag today, and it was a great way to go, especially with mobile checkout. I just scanned, tossed it in my bag, and I was on my way. Finally, like I said, and I know I've said this a few times, make sure you're looking not only on that top box, but also boxes down below, and dig through those boxes as well. Also, don't be afraid to open boxes. There were a few people that I saw today who missed out on some merchandise because they didn't want to open a box. They wanted to wait for a cast member, and I totally understand why that would be the case, but don't forget there are a lot of cast members working here trying to do a lot of different things, and they can't be everywhere all at once. So if you see that there is an item that you want and there aren't any boxes open, maybe there's an empty box on top, don't be afraid to move that box aside and open up the box so that you can get the item that you're looking for. Now, another thing that I want to mention is that the cast members who are working these events, some of them are very new, and so not all of them are as knowledgeable as some people would like them to be. They don't always have the answers. They don't always know how to operate things like My Disney Experience or anything like that. And that's totally fine. I know that we want cast members to have all the answers, but they rarely have all the answers. And especially at events like this and during these times of year where we're seeing a lot of new people come in, there are a lot of people who just don't know how everything works, and that's totally fine. Be understanding if you're trying to ask a question and they don't have the answer. Also, keep your eye open and don't be afraid to ask other people how to do something as well. For example, if you're not sure how to use mobile checkout, don't hesitate to ask someone who is actively using it. Ask them if they can help you out. I'm sure they'll be happy to. But I think that's all there is to say about this event. I hope that you enjoyed coming on this little adventure with me, and I hope that this answered some of your questions. If you're attending this event, let us know in a comment down below. Also, if you attended this event, tell us some of your favorite finds in the comments. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.